Hello, today we are replacing an engine in a 2013 Dodge Durango. Welcome to Mercie J Auto Care, where compassion and craftsmanship come together. I'm Rick Smith, Master Certified Technician. Now, first of all, I'd like you to understand that this job is not pleasant on the pocketbook. So I'd like to help you answer the question, how come so much? And then secondly, I'd like you to understand that there is no one specific way to do this job. So I thought I'd show you a couple of obstacles that have to be overcome and how I went about handling them. So let's get started. Here is the old engine. I've already got the new engine in the vehicle. And so this is what we would refer to as a long block. It has the cylinder heads on it and most of the components except all the external items. Now, this particular engine, what happened was they were driving up the mountains, pulling a grade, and the engine started to overheat. And unfortunately for them, they were not able to find a safe place to pull over. And so one of the things that you can see here, this is a plastic fitting, and you can see how it literally rotted away and broke. So that could have been the cause, or when it got really hot, that could have fractured. But the first thing I'd like you to understand is when your shop suggests to you that you service your radiator fluid or coolant or antifreeze or whatever you want to call it, they are not just trying to take your money. Over time, that fluid degrades and it actually can develop acids and electricity, which can rot away plastic components like this and cause serious money problems. Now, one of the things I'd like you to see and understand is on a job that's this complex, it's very important that whoever you have do it is trained, is experienced, is a professional, and they pay attention to detail. So in other words, they're a little bit of a craftsman. So as you can see, I'm almost done with the job, so these are just a few of the bolts, but everything being in order and organized really helps out, because on a job like this, it doesn't take much to forget one little part that's deep down in there, and then the technician's faced with a choice. He can either pretend that part wasn't there or actually take the time to tear back into it. Now, one of the first challenges we have is here's a picture of the engine up in the car, hopefully not too much backlight. But up in here where my finger's at, this is the back of the oil pan, and the back of the oil pan comes down. And so in order to get the engine out, we actually have to lower the differential to get clearance. Now, what I chose to do is remove this entire cradle, which includes the differential, the axles, the rotors, and the power steering. I did that for a couple of reasons. One of them being that we have to get up to the starter to get to the torque converter bolts, and then we also have to get to the engine mounts, and this just gave me a lot more access. The disadvantage, I suppose, is that I will have to do an alignment on this when I'm done. And then lastly, I just wanted to point out that some of the bolts can be quite difficult to get to disconnect the engine and transmission. And so you have a choice. For those top bolts, you can either lower this subframe right here and lower the transmission and transfer case so you get access up above to get to those bolts. Or in my case, I removed the intake manifold, and that allowed me to get access to those two bolts. So I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. And until we see each other again, safe travels and blessings to you.